this is Peggy Lou. Oh, hi, how are you? I haven't talked to you for a while. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, I'm so excited today because Norm said he's going to take me to the thrift stores. And maybe, if I'm good, I get to go to an antique shop too. I'm very excited. So I'm sorry, but I really can't talk right now because I'm waiting for him any minute so we can leave. So you have a good afternoon and thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Norm, are you ready yet? Hi friends and family, welcome back. Norm did a video a couple years ago on our basement shelving for storage of all these pretty things. He really gave me some heavy duty shelving, and that is great because a lot of these things are heavy. The Pyrex, the ice-lip pitchers, so we have not had any problems, of course, and I've piled a lot of things on them. Like I said, this was 2 years ago. It's grown in depth of shelving. He's ended up replacing some of the 8-inch ones and given me 12-inch ones. So I didn't want to redo the video segments here. I just took part of his funny video. He was being funny throughout, so you may really enjoy watching that. If you have not seen it before, I will put a link to it in the upper right corner. I like being very organized. I think it's super fun to be able to come downstairs and shop for another video. I try to keep things together that are seasonal choices. It's hard to do that with the ice-lip pitchers because they just keep getting mixed up, and that's okay. I can find them when I want them. But I've got on the other end a lot more miscellaneous things and glassware. So I keep the Pyrex over here for the most part, and the ice-lip pitchers, most of them. There's a glance over there at the other end. We'll go over there. But first, let's look at what Norm was zooming down on here on the floor. These divided dishes, it was very easy to stack them up on a shelf laying on the floor. And we just use applesauce containers, 3 on each side. It worked really well to separate them a little bit, and I did not use the lids on them. I put them away. Up here the top row is glassware. So I've, over the years, ended up with a lot of the holders, and I had some tall deer that I put up there. On this side, over here, is the ceiling is showing with a bunch of crummy cables that Norm apologized for in his video, but he knows what they all are because he knows how to cable. But the tall birds, it was nice to put them way up out of the way to kind of keep them safer since they're so tall. These aren't quite as tall. But I've ended up with more birds too since then, so a lot of them ended up over the washer and the dryer and way up high there too. So I might give you a glimpse of that too in a little clip, what it looks like now. It's pretty full. So over here is the overflow of some fall pictures for the most part that Norm zooms in on because he likes the colors. And way, way up high there, I've had my brother's set of Mary Mushroom canisters. He had so many big ones. He gave them all to me many years ago. I've since given away to Bibles for Missions some of them because they just take up too much room. You can't stack them inside of each other like you can vintage tin canister sets. So I decided I like them better. Here's a little bit of milk glass overflow. And all my eggnog sets, punch bowl sets for Christmas. I just love them. Works nice if you turn them upside down every other one because of the way they're shaped. You can squeeze them in better. And just some things that I had not gotten put away, some little figurines. I do have bins for dogs and cats and roosters, things like that. I'll show you some of my bins. These are all what's left of our lucite napkin holder collection. They just fit on this little ledge here that was brick that Norm finished off. We are half underground in our basement, so to your right is the TV room office, and we have windows that go halfway down, so we get a lot of light in there and can see outside at ground level. So there's just odds and ends of things. I left very tall spaces like that for very, very tall vases and birds. Some more milk glass. It's much fuller now and much fuller of glassware now, and we've squeezed up the shelving. I keep saying to Norm, could you get me one more shelf because I can squeeze in smaller things. So he does. He had a exercycle down the basement for a while that he enjoyed using, and a radio and a TV, but he's since taking all that out and given the space to me. Isn't that nice? So that corner where the bike is, I piled it full of Sterilite type see-through bins and labeled them all, and I've really gotten a lot more organized with small figurines that I wrapped carefully. So I'll show you some of them. And I'm going to show you my wrapping method too. So that was nice that he gave that up for me. He put it out in the garage. And I got the idea in this little section here, there was no shelving. And all of our cans of paint were over the washer and the dryer. So I got to looking at that, and I had old shelves from the kitchen that were painted red on the edge, so he just cut them down and put all my paint up there. Over here in the middle is our furnace, and I took advantage of all that metal to store my crazy magnet collection. It's really easy to find things. I always wonder if fluorescent lighting could be fading them, but I really haven't noticed anything. They've been there for many years. Those are Avon scissors in those big fruit up there. And those are lucite feet, butterfly, leaves. There's some more Avon carrots. There's what the bins look like. Cats and dogs, birds and more, birds and swans, all those farm animal planters, horses, owls, lucite, hens and chicks, pheasants, and the bottom bin is some paperwork of Norm's. I have way more bins than that now, and like separated out the horses and the owls. I had enough just to have the horses in one bin and the owls in another bin. It's really nice to be that organized, and I will share with you some of the things that I use for wrapping those small things with. It just goes really fast.
I wanted to do a video of how we organize all the collectibles that we've been getting over the years. So what I did was I decided, well, a lot of this stuff was originally in the basement, and Peggy's been collecting Pyrex and ice lip pitchers and other things, and they were all needed to be put in the laundry room. So a lot of this vintage decorations we had, I decided to pick up some bins at Target, different size ones, and I got the depth so I could have 2 deep and 3 single ones, or 1 big and 1 small. And once I got that sorted out for the height and all that, I know what the shelf needed to be. Went over to Menards and I bought 1/2-inch plywood, 2x4s, some chains and hooks, and I made a framework all the way around it with 2x4s. And then the chains going up into the ceiling. I cut this out because we have a crawl space for our attic of our garage. And this is one section here, and this is another section over here. And what I did was I hung chains in the back wall, and I got these hung up on the one end with help of Peggy a little bit. And once we got them suspended and draped down in the back of the wall here, then I was able to swing these up and hold them while Peggy hooked up the chains in the front. And after that, I was able to bolt them to the wall, and screw them together too and all that. I just use screws, not bolts. And we got another row of shelving over here too. And everything's labeled for the different holidays, Valentine's, Easter. Got a lot of ornaments for our 8-foot aluminum pom-pom Christmas tree, which we'll be putting up and doing a video of at some point in time. Decorating, so this helps a lot. Here in this cabinetry I have, give you a little sneak peek. We got a lot of different stuff for Halloween, and over here we've got a bunch of blow molds for Christmas. And I don't want to get into tip my hand too much because I'll show you some videos at some point in time where we have that set up. And in the summertime, Peggy's got a collection of decorative bottles that we'll put in there just on a white cloth too.
I thought I would add to our storage areas how I pack up some of these fun holiday decorations. In particular, that's what we keep out in the garage. I do have bins I showed you like this in the basement. These are old Sterilite bins that we found at Target. Norm went to go get me some more of them this past winter, and when he got back home with them, we discovered they'd shrunk, just like everything else is shrinking. Your cereal boxes, you name it. If you throw away the cereal box, you might not notice it, but we still had all our old bins, and I kind of packed up a bunch of stuff, and then I went to pile them on top of these, And I couldn't believe how much smaller they were. I thought, oh, great. But there are other kinds out there, and I have 6 of these, this size, under a bed. And in another bedroom, the green owl bedroom, I have 4 on each side. So I've got 8 bins. But the ones that are in the turquoise bedroom, they are the kind that have a latch that flips up on both sides. And my latch pieces happen to be purple. I think they're making them in different colors, but I don't know who makes those, but they all are meant for under the bed storage. But what I'm working with right now out here to show you are bins that we store out in the garage, and that's our holiday stuff. So yes, they do get dirty because wind comes in there. Norm has the garage door open, playing out in the garage all summer long. Spring, summer, fall, not this spring. This spring's been horrible. But yes, they can get some, exhaust fumes on them, so they'll get a little dark even under the edge. But I clean them. I like to wipe them down before he puts them all back again. So what I just wanted to show you with the bins sitting here first, and then I'll go on to show you some of my wrapping packing methods. I print out, this is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I love to label everything nice and bold so he can see what they are up in the garage. And I fold it in half to fit on those. So I'll show you, this is all his, like I'm saying here on the label. This was everything that was on the buffet. This is something that I'm real big on, is using Ziploc bags or zipper bags. I love the zipper ones that you can go real quick to close it and real easy to open it. This one's a little trickier, you got to get it just right before you start getting it sealed right. And I do this because it just keeps everything in clusters, much bigger containers, not little pieces thrown all over in there, wrapped up in a little paper or bubble wrap. It's just too messy to me to have to dig, especially if I'm looking for just certain things. I don't always take out everything at once. I can see what's in here. If you use bubble wrap, you can tell pretty much what's in your packages. Little things, I don't care. Yes, for years I was using large, very nice quality napkins. They make wonderful pieces of wrapping material for small collectibles, like what's on the shelf there. So I will pile a bunch inside of a bag, and it just keeps things cleaner. And another thing that is really great about doing that is you can, I should have a smaller bag to show you. See if I can get one out of here. I still got lots of room in here to put all that little stuff. I just left it out for a while. Let me get some of my supplies up here so I get the lid off. See, this is a sandwich bag size, and I just love getting the zipper ones. I love quart size. You'd be surprised how nice that size is. But what I wanted to show you was, and I should have the camera closer now, but if I wrap up a little fragile thing here in a small piece of paper towel, and I reuse them, just quickly wrap it up like that. You stuff it in a sandwich bag and get a little air in it. and then zip it up. And you've got some cushioning. That helps. It's like an air pillow. So you can do that too to help protect your things, but that's plenty good enough when you're putting it in a bin or even putting it in another bag with other things. They're plenty protected, and that, no tape. I don't like using tape. I was using tape for years, and I discovered something a lot easier to use. What I've been doing for a long time now is using rubber bands and bubble wrap. I hope I'm close enough here to the camera. I don't want to be right on top of it. Little soft pieces of bubble wrap like this. This is old piece of tape on here, but it's not necessary. If it was on there and it still works, I keep it on there. But if I want to wrap something that is, let's say, a little bigger, I'm not sure if this one is going to fit. But if I feel something's really fragile, you just do your nice folding in. You go like that. What I often will do is use these little rubber bands. And that's all you have to do. You do not have to use tape. And then you stuff it. You don't have to use a rubber band either, but I just want to show you that that is something, especially with ceramic pieces, little ceramic bunnies, I may slip the rubber band around it. But that was so quick and easy, right? Nothing to it. No tape. It is a pain to be trying to tear off pieces of tape. So what I asked Norm, this is my second bag. These are actually from my brother Steve's house. I brought them home and washed them. A lot of them look kind of old, but I salvaged the ones that didn't look dried out. I salvaged that many rubber bands. So there is a variety in there, but the ones that I use and just love is size 32. This is from Office Depot. So this is a second bag he's bought me. So I love to just quick slip a rubber band around the bubble wrap. It holds it just enough. You can have ends sticking out all over. It doesn't matter if you're going to stick it in a bag, or you just lay it in the bin. You don't need to have every little corner taped. It's absolutely not necessary. So I wanted to share that part about the rubber bands, the baggies, and then this is something that I've done a lot of, especially with Christmas stuff. I would take a little stack of index cards that I could cut through with the scissors. I'd cut it in half that way and then in half this way. And I have these little squares, and I use the buffet up here when I'm packing out here in the entrance. Norm has all the bins stacked up for me, and I have my pens laying there too, and I quick write on here. This says 2 Rosboro small roosters. So when I'm going through my bins, it's very easy for me to open this up, leave the tag in there. Here's a couple little napkins, been used before. These were on the shelf. I just wrap them up real quick. No rubber bands necessary, no tape necessary. Shove it in there, grab the other one. Is that fast enough? Norm's nodding his head.
Yep.
I think this method is just, and you can, turn them opposite because they're both shaped the same. And zip it up, and you're done. Just like that. Norm's asking me to do something.
You
What?
can't read the label.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Norm's gonna go out and watch TV.
Yes.
Stop
Yes.
for
stop
You
harassing.
can make
Peggy.
sure your label's on the outside. But see, if I wasn't using bubble wrap so I could see what's in there, and you know, I'm trying to be frugal and use what I've been using and not throw everything out and start all over again and use expensive bubble wrap. Sometimes when my wrapping stuff gets a little old looking, yes, I might take a little piece of bubble wrap instead, but these are not that fragile. I might be a little more worried about a fancy ceramic piece if the whole thing dropped out on the garage floor because Norm lost hold of it, or you never know. And that's what I think of. I think, well, I want to protect that ceramic piece more. So yes, I will use bubble wrap, but I'm not worried about these breaking if the bin got dropped. So it's good enough to me to reuse some napkins, or another thing I will show you that I use a lot of. If I can find it down here, yep. Look at how crinkled up these bags are. Very crinkled up. Now, Norm, can you show me, or bring me, something? See, the rubber band is inside there. These have been used many times. Large sandwich bags. I wonder, give me this. Do you see the small Easter egg, ceramic chocolate Easter egg, or any small chocolate bunny? I have a whole bunch of stuff over there on the desk ready to wrap up. So thank you. Thank you. See, now these little things, for years I was using sandwich bags, lunch bags. I mean, not sandwich bags, lunch bags. And I just kept the rubber band in there. So I don't know if I can find another bag in here. Yeah, there's all kinds of them. This whole bin down here is full of them. If I was really worried about it, like a large chocolate bunny, I use 2 of them. So what I would do, I'll show you first with the small one, and then you can bring me a big chocolate bunny. These have gotten softer because I've used them so many times. A fresh bag is going to be much crunchier, but they soften up. I just roll it like that, and then I stick the rubber band around it once or twice, whatever size it is. If you can get it around twice, yes, for a small thing. But now, for the large bunnies that you really want to protect, I would put it in one. Sometimes I've bought different size bags. I'll use the really big ones for big items, and then obviously you're using less paper for the smaller ones. So I just kind of fold it over a little bit, stick it in another bag, do the same, fold over the top, and then like that. And where's all my rubber bands? Used them up. I'm gonna get one out of here. So it's just so easy. It goes so quick, like that. All done. No tape, and you can reuse and reuse this stuff, and you're not messing around pulling tape off the, you know, the bubble wrap. And of course, like I said, you can have the choice of wanting to see what your items are. Like all those little glassware creamers, little pitchers, miniature pitchers that I've got many different colors. I use bubble wrap and the rubber band and just lay them all in the bin, and I can see, just glancing in there, what color they are. And I can usually even tell the shape of it. So that's basically my faster methods of packaging things. It goes really quick. And did I show you the large bags? You can get 2 gallon, 1 gallon, 2 gallon, and I even found 2.5 gallon. I have fit Christmas, plastic vintage Christmas wreaths in a bag like this. I just love it. Boom, it's done. It's put away. Gently lay my greenery stuff on top of all the heavy stuff. That'll go in last. And you can write on these if you got it wrapped up where you can't see it what it is. The reason for writing on this to me would be to say wreath with bell. You know, something that tells me which one goes in here, because then I know, oh, it went in this bin. That wreath up there goes in this bin. So that is very handy for anything, to use a little Sharpie pen that's the real sharp one and write on there. They are wonderful. I just love these zipper bags. They'll last for years. Now I wanted to show you this. I have so many of these darling Easter eggs. I just love. This is what I started doing. I saved several. I have 2 of these and 2 of these. I'm not sure if I have more, but this is what I have that I can see right now. I haven't opened up. There's what, 2 more bins, Norm? In the living room? Bins. Big, the white, the Sterilite bins.
No, there's only 1 more.
Okay, so we have
You got
1 big one and 3
small ones.
That's not a lot for all the Easter stuff that I showed you. Yes, I have bought some new things this year. I know I have new ceramic things. So I can't guarantee I'm going to get it all in those 3 bins. But a lot of my ceramic things, I also store downstairs on the shelving. So we'll see what fits. But this is, did I put it in the wrong? Well, whatever. Just flip it. Doesn't matter. So that's pretty protected. And you could put a rubber band on it too, if you're worried that it might pop open. So isn't that nice? And you can get even more in here. And I've used them for the heavy alabaster eggs too. Works great. So I'm not sure there's really much of anything else to explain. I think this is just a really quick method. Yes, I can't see what's in here, but I don't care. A lot of times what I'll do is actually empty out all of the packing material in the living room. Maybe I'll put it on the couch. We got a leather couch, and it's fairly clean packing, So I might lay everything out that way, and then I wipe out the bin, and Norm will have this table set up for me a lot of times in the living room, and then I can just look at the baggie that I pull out. If it says what it is, I'll go grab it, go grab it off the shelf or whatever. And you really should try to put your whole collection in one area if you can. But if you find you can't fit it all in one bin, of course, then you're going to go to another bin and see if you got a little corner here or there that you can stick some little thing in it. I really pack. Norm will say, geez, these things are heavy. What do you got in here? Alabaster eggs. Yeah, they're very heavy. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my crazy, I think, inexpensive way to pack things. And I really think it goes quickly. It does for me. So, right? I'm pretty fast, aren't I? Even with how many bins do we have for Christmas? That takes me a lot longer.
I'd have to go count them. They keep growing.
I think
I'm running
it
out of
could
space.
be, I know it's over 10. I know it's over 10. It's a lot.
Next year we'll put them in the West Wing.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me know when it's finished, okay?
Right.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, folks, for watching today. I really appreciate it. And I hope this answers your questions. And I hope you have a great rest of, well, there's not much left of April, but we'll look forward to May, right? We're looking forward to green grass and flowers coming up in Minnesota here. I know you've all out east beat us to it and out west too. It's just us up here in the frozen tundra. So you take care, and thank you so much for your really fun messages. We love to hear what you like. We love to hear what you're doing and where you're from. That's all very, very fun for us. So take care. We love you. Bye-bye.